In the summer of 1861, two armies had converged along Bull Run Creek, some 30 miles southwest of Washington, D.C. The Union side, commanded by General Irvin McDowell, held 4 divisions on the field. Met the Confederate side, made up of two armies, the Army of the Potomac with the Army of the Shenandoah. Today, we will play part 2 of our reenactment game using Tabletop Simulator on Steam of First Bull Run, also known as First Manassas, July 21st, 1861. In part 1 of our game, turns 1 through 4 saw the Confederates push across Bull Run Creek to the center and to the east, while the western flank was held up at the Stone Bridge. As the Confederates broke through in the center and the eastern flanks, Union positions began to pull back towards Centerville, trying to hold their lines. Now, as we start with turn 5 for our conclusion, we see Centerville under threat, while the Union still holds command over the Stone Bridge, delaying the western flank of Beauregard's line. As play gets started for turn 5, we see that the Confederates hold the advantage on the field. Smith's brigade, with Johnson's division, has come in as reinforcements. Johnson uses this to move around the eastern side of the center front, while delaying Stonewall Jackson to hold the crossing at Ball's Ford. Remember, one of the Union objectives could be to push the Confederates back across the southern edge of Bull Run Creek. As Unions reposition themselves to handle the flanking maneuver that Beauregard tried around the left side here, we see that Beauregard's division still push across the Stone Bridge while continuing their eastern sweep. As the fighting along the eastern side continues, we see that Beauregard is successful in pushing back the Union sides. The same goes for the western flank, as the Confederates finally secure a foothold past the Stone Bridge. This pushes Tyler's division back further east towards Centerville, one of the main Confederate objectives of this battle. Union lines turn to try and hold position to reorganize themselves against the oncoming Confederate attacks. Turn 5 essentially saw a continuation of Turn 4, with the Confederates trying to sweep the battle to the east around the southern and eastern edges of Centerville, while to the west they continue pushing up the Warrenton Pike. The Union is still backpedaling. Turn 6 will bring about some decisive battles, as we see how the Confederates might be able to push through. At this point, each side has lost 1 brigade, with the Union and the Confederates each having up to 5 brigades that they can lose before the other reaches one of their main objectives. This defensive position, with the Union under McDowell retreating to reorganize their lines, is twofold. It is definitely a more defensive position to try and hold off an outright Confederate victory, rather than push the Confederates back south and west of Bull Run Creek. Turn 6 sees the Union side with the movement initiative here, and they have decided to pull back to defend Centerville in their headquarters that are positioned just to the west and further to the east. Johnson's division moves further to the east, trying to swipe by Hunter's division. Beauregard on his left wing pushes up and challenges the center of the Union defenses there. As the Confederates initiate contact on the eastern side of the battle, we see that they are successful in driving back the Union. Burnside's brigade is taking heavy casualties, suffering 4 casualty points. Under the rules of Altar of Freedom written by Greg Wagman, any time a brigade hits 5, they are automatically broken and potentially will be removed from the board. Under the Union command, Hunter's division tries to defend Centerville to the east with their headquarters under threat. Heinzelman in the center pulls back to try and team up with Miles' division to stop the oncoming division under Joseph E. Johnston. Again, we see that Burnside is under attack. Palmer has been pushed back past the Union headquarters, and now the Eastern Union headquarters is under threat. With this movement around the eastern side of the board, we see that the Union is in danger of losing this battle. With the Confederates trying to take Centerville or at least knock out 5 of the Union brigades, there are several that are under threat. In addition to just brigades, headquarters can also be taken. So as Beauregard's right wing pushes back against Hunter's division, we see that the losses of brigades and also potentially the headquarters could turn the tide towards the Confederates' way. With the Eastern Union headquarters under threat by Beauregard's right wing, the Union ability to hold the field is in the balance. Knowing this, Beauregard's ability to win the initiative turn rolls sees them pressure both the left and the right flanks of the Union Army. Attacking weakened Palmer's brigade, some lucky dice rolling by the Union actually holds off the attack from Beauregard's right wing. On the left wing, the Union is also successful in driving back the assault. The Confederates are not able to push the line very far, doing minimal casualties as the Union defenses along the Warrenton Pike hold their line. Joseph E. Johnston organizes his division to attack the center mass, which is holding a line to the south and southwest of Centerville, while sending Stuart straight through the gap into Centerville itself. The combined divisions of Heinzelman and Tyler force Johnston to halt his approach. With the reorganizations in place here at the end of turn 7, we can see that the Confederates' threatening along the center and the right has been stalled. While it isn't over yet, the Confederates definitely hold the advantage at this point. The Union has been very lucky in their dice rolling, by Hunter in particular on the eastern edge, who is able to repel Beauregard's right hook. Despite weakened divisions under Hunter, Palmer, Porter, and Griffin's artillery units push back Confederates, even while sustaining heavy losses. Stuart's drive into the middle of the Confederate line sees him behind enemy lines, but in this possession of Centerville, which is a major Confederate objective of this battle. His ability to hold this, threaten Burnside, who is heavily damaged, and also potentially drive away General McDowell himself, as well as the center Union headquarters, could see the Confederates grasp the objectives they need to win this battle outright. As we look to the final turn of this battle, all hangs in the balance around Centerville. While the western edge is somewhat held securely by the Union side, it is the eastern side and the area around Centerville itself which could turn this battle. The Confederates hold the advantage when it comes to the initiative move at the beginning of turn 8. While they pull back their center lines to avoid any potential mishaps that could somehow skew the outcome, Jeb Stuart's brigade pushes into Burnside's. Some incredible dice rolling evens out the battle, especially after considering different modifiers to take place. Both sides are forced to retreat from Centerville, but the Union defenses, even as weak as they are, have repulsed Jeb Stuart. From here, both sides see that this is basically the end of the battle. While the Union has lost 2 different units to the Confederates' 1, the Union has prevented the Confederacy from obtaining any of their major objectives. Seeing this, we know that this is the end of the battle at this point, both sides willing to take a draw. Even though the Confederates have taken 2-1, this is not what we would call a major victory, but maybe a tactical victory. The Union still holds the field. They hold Centerville, while the Confederates, through their advancement and pushing back the Union Army, taking 2 brigades from them, have technically won this battle. It is essentially a draw. This is very different than what we saw historically. Of course, we hope that you would go and check out our historical review of the First Battle of Bull Run. But our game here today sees a different kind of outcome. As turn 8 and the end of our game comes into play, Union defenses around Centerville in a horseshoe shape have repelled the Confederate attack. Both sides saw heavy losses throughout this battle, but neither one of them broke, which could kind of give us a historical representation of what happened in 1861. Both sides learned from this battle, if nothing else, that neither one was ready. Both were disorganized, and we'll have to see what happens throughout the rest of the war. We hope to see you next time.